So AMD's Zen 3 core architecture will soon be powering the next generation Ryzen 4000 series desktop and third generation EPYC lineup. While we've got little hints of what to expect from the upcoming processor architecture, it looks like Adore TV has received some extra information on what Zen 3 would have to offer and what PC audiences can expect from AMD's upcoming CPU lineup. While we had previously learned that AMD's Zen 3 CPU architecture was going to be a significant uplift in terms of performance and efficiency, Adore TV says otherwise. The information has posted out seems to indicate that Zen 3 would be an evolution over Zen 2, which would make the upcoming architecture a little less impressive than we previously thought. With that said, let's take a look at what he had to say. First of all, it's mentioned that Zen 3 will include a single CCX consisting of 8 cores. So till now, Zen and Zen 2 have 2 CCXs on the same die, with each CCX consisting of 4 cores. But with Zen 3, each CCX would hold 8 cores, so that's essentially a single CCD. Diving further into the core structure of Zen 3, the CCX, since the CCD has moved to just one CCX, the entire L3 cache can now be shared across all 8 cores rather than each CCX, consisting of 2 slices of L3 caches per CCX in the previous Zen cores. So we have a 512 kilobytes of L2 cache per core and 32 megs of L3 cache per CCX or CCD. Now Zen 2 is featured 32 megabytes of L3 cache, but that was split between the 2 CCXs, while Zen 3 will have the full 32 megabytes of L3 cache available on the same CCD. Another interesting thing pointed out is that 32 megabytes of L3 cache per CCX would be the absolute limit of what's possible on Zen 3, unlike what was previously suggested in a leaked presentation of Zen 3, which hinted at a possibility of more than 32 megabytes of L3 cache. Now coming to the most interesting bit is the Zen 3 would feature an IPC uplift of around 10 to 15% on a single thread. Now interestingly, this is the same IPC bump in Zen 2, which sounds great but is a little less than what we had initially hoped for, or at least what AMD's senior representatives had hinted at in interviews. It's also stated that third generation EPYC Milan A0 silicon is currently being tested. Simultaneously, multi-threading is said to not work on A0 samples, but B0 samples, which are expected to come out by September, would definitely improve upon the older silicon. So if we see some early sample benchmarks, then we should take this into account. In addition to Zen 3, Adore TV also mentioned that Zen 4 in his post suggests a couple of new features to be expected on Ryzen 5000 and 4th generation EPYC Genoa CPU processors, such as, well, a new socket, 1 megabyte of L2 cache per core, and support for AVX 512 instructions. Further improvements in IPC and fabrication on the 5nm process node. For more on this and other news, follow the link in the description and make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so that we don't miss you in the next one.